It's good for the body. Welcome. Number 43 today with all the snow. Ah, yeah, before I forgot. Sorry, you know, I make always for to put it at the beginning of the video. Yeah. So today we are at StockholmCpp, if you don't know where you are. So you are here. You will hear in a moment more about from Mats, who is architect at this place. First, the usual things. I bring a few C++ news. You might be not surprised that C++ 23 is done. 26 has already, the work has already started. People getting things ready for it. Very exciting. Optimism is great that we get some nice things, but we will see how reality will be, as usual. I highlighted the ecosystem evolution because I think this is one of the most important works that is ongoing in the standardization, because if you look at the previous surveys that have been done, ecosystem, build system, dependency management, this is the greatest pain points of the language. It's actually not the language itself, people master the language. But getting the infrastructure up is very problematic, from the developer machine to the CI. And a few people certainly, okay, let's do something. And these are, of course, people from CMake, from Conan, from VC Package, Bloomberg, a few other. And we started at least a communication about it. It's super early state, but there are papers online. And yeah, if you want to participate in this, let me know. There is a lot to do. The problem is, of course, C++ has no funding. There is no money, right? People complain about security and but nobody kicked to be honest those 5 years ago and said, hey, take a team of 5 people, work 3 years on this, and bring a solution, right? People invent new languages. They don't put any money in C++. And the same is with the infrastructure. Some companies give a little bit support that the people working there can work on it, but there is no dedicated team. So this is the sad reality. And it will become worse in future, because the more new things we get in the standard library, I mean, someone needs to pay the people that implement it. Has anyone thought about this? So sometimes I have the feeling that people forget this, so I mention it here. Yes, what are we doing in Sweden? So we continue with our monthly meeting from the standardization expert group here in Sweden. And it actually is pretty good. Visited, we have always 7, 8, 9 people. We will continue first of the Monday, but in the afternoon to have it after work, and then we will, after several months, have another time, or maybe every day of the week. We had paper clubs also, which are basically open. If you follow on the Slack channel, you can basically join, because I will, before such a meeting happen, put the invitation there if you request it. The last 2 were about security and safety in C++. And today we had a guest, Peter Sommerlath, if you know him. He is working with the Misra team also. And he's also in the security ISO standardization group. And yeah, Misra C++ 23 was released this night, or yesterday night. And it's targeting C++ 17. So if you're already on C++ 20, but it is at least something that is interesting. AutoSAR seems not to be a thing anymore. Right? There seems to have been the discussion putting AutoSAR together with Misra. But as it looks, AutoSAR is gone and Misra will be what is valid. And the work on the next Misra targeting C++ 20 has already started, but there are so many changes in C++ 20 that I fear the work will be a little bit more complex than the work on the current one. But we will see. There are tool producers involved and so on. So it's good that things happen and visible now. I have planned a paper club in January, and I've contacted David Sankel. And he has written a very interesting paper. This is the number. If you wg21.link/ and this paper number, you can read it. It's public on the internet. And it's about C++ should be C++, addressing some of the issues we had in the last year when people, we should have this in the language and we should have that in the language, and basically do so many features. And he writes about how shall this be managed in the future, or what would be ideas what do we need to think about. So very interesting, and we will talk about this more because I think this is a very interesting paper. Our YouTube, as said, YouTube gives no options more to configure advertising. They say we advertise what we think is good for you, so don't think. We make your life easier. We will fix it for you. I think the background is that companies don't have so much advertising money these days, and YouTube is desperating in showing advertisers. But yeah, I can't tell you what you should do, but you should maybe know what you should do to bypass this, or have a red YouTube subscription, which is not that terrible. Gothenburg has also a meetup next week, which is great. So we have also activity in Gothenburg. If you're on the other side, visit them. And the usual reminder for our website, StockholmCpp, where you have the events listed, meetups from the whole world, videos, and C++ blog posts refreshed constantly, so you will get the latest news from there also. And the planning for next year's, I don't have any dates, but it's already started. And since we make events next year's, the usual call for papers. If you want to present something, let me know. I'm happily looking for speakers. I'm most happy I'm with talks 5 to 30 minutes. But we take also longer talks if the topic is worth for it. Or if you want to test the talk for some event, then we have also the events. So submit your suggestion, or if you say, hey, I would like to talk, but I have no topic, then just come to me and we can figure something out. And then can help you a little bit also by setting up the slide if you need it. And it's a good way to get JetBrains license when you speak at the event, because JetBrains is still giving 2 licenses to us every month, and I can give them either to a speaker, or if the speaker doesn't need them, I raffle them out. I have one to raffle out them, but I need a quiz question. Does anyone have a quiz question? Anyone has a quiz question? Give me a C++ question. Oh my God, now I stressed us all too much, right? Something new in C++ 23? Tell me something, what is new in C++ 23? Nobody knows one single thing that is new in C++ 23? Anyone using C++ 23? No. Okay, tell me something new from C++ 20. Modules, okay. Congratulations, you got your license. We don't have it in the compiler now. We don't have it in the build system support, but it will arrive actually. CMake promised the next version, 3.28, that they will have module support. And we will then see how the compiler implementation is and how this all works. And if it delivers what it promises. Okay, that's today's program. Arthur, 10 actionable tips to fix almost all the bugs, and you gave 95%.
Yes.
That's awesome. Then we will have the Minge, and then we have Jonas with the emulator in C++. Where is Jonas? Yeah. So, okay. And now I pass on to Mats, who will tell you a little bit about Svensk Spel. And yeah, thanks for listening. And thanks, Mats.
Okay, works. Welcome. My name is Mats Grip. I work here at Svensk Spel, and I'm a solution architect, also part-time C++ coder, not so much anymore, but I've been doing it a lot. I'm here to tell you a little bit about how we use C and C++ here at Svensk Spel. We have an IT organization with approximately, I guess, between 100 and 200 developers. We use all kinds of languages, but we in our department use mainly C++ and C. So what do? We're responsible for, first and foremost, our core gaming system. It's our transaction handler, where you place bets for our famous products such as Stryktipset, Lotto, Eurojackpot, all the ones you know. It runs in a 3-node Linux cluster using Raft for consensus. We built all of that ourselves here in-house. Furthermore, in our group, we also handle infrastructure for the rest of our platforms, like event streaming, messaging, stuff like that. Our microservice infrastructure runs on components that we build in our department. We also do some supporting services such as session handling, caching, social betting, like if you want to play Stryktipset with your friends. We do auditing, like we have a separate system that does checkup on the main gaming system so that we always have the right results, pay out the right winning amounts and stuff like that. We do economic reporting, accounting, things like that. And we have some integrations that we build. We have horse racing in France, that's the PMU logo up there on the right. We have some lottery tickets of different kinds when you play the scratch cards online, like Triss and stuff like that. We integrate other vendors that make these products. And we also have a partnership with a company called Light & Wonder, and they do different things for us. They do casino integrations, player accounts for sports games and such things. And that's basically what we do here in our department using C++. So very welcome to Svenska Spel.